How's it going, everyone? This is Flash, and welcome to another episode of Gamequest. Today we've got another 4 games to grace the ever-growing pantheon of shoot-'em-up games for the PlayStation Portable that we've received so far. We're going to go ahead with another couple of miniature themes here. And the first one is going to be games with shoot-'em-ups in them that aren't actually part of the genre that the games are. So first up, we've got Half Minute Hero for the PSP. And the Half Minute Hero games, there's 2 of them. Only one of them made it to North America. And this would be it. And basically, you have 30 seconds to save the world. So it's an RPG that plays with 30 seconds on the clock, and before the second hand reaches 0, you have to defeat the boss in whatever stages are there. One of the 3 modes, mostly it's RPG based, but one of them happens to be a side-scrolling multi-directional shooter, which would be Princess 30. So it definitely breaks up the pace quite a bit. It's pretty fun too, I gotta say. One of the best parts about this game too is its music. I gotta say that, well, there's a bunch of different composers in this particular game, so there's bound to be something that you'll like in it. You know, artists like Yuzo Koshiro and Motoi Sakuraba are both in here. So that's pretty nifty stuff. So Half Minute Hero is one to get. I'm not sure what this goes for. Chances are good that the US versions go for more than you'd think. But if you can swing it, this is one definitely to check out. Alright, next up we have Bytehell 2000, which over here was released as WTF, or Work Time Fun. Basically, this is a menial task simulator. More often than not, you're going to find yourself doing really, really boring, repetitive stuff. Like, I don't know, putting the pens, the cap on pens, for example. And if the pen is upside down, flipping it and then putting the cap on the pen. A whole bunch of games are present on here. In a lot of ways, it's the PlayStation Portable's WarioWare, but it's nowhere as fun. But there does happen to be one particular shooting game in here, which is just like a basic game that has you taking out various objectives, and I think it's like 3 stages long. So there's not much to write home about in terms of it, and it takes quite a bit of time to unlock too. I spent more time in this than I care to admit. But to save you all some time, basically, if you can find a way to get 5,000 yen really easily, get as much yen as you can, go to the 5,000 yen machine right at the end, and it's somewhere in there. So, I wish someone had told me that. But basically, yeah. Again, nothing to write home about, but if you want to get them all, this is one to get. All right, next up we have legendary compilations, and we took a look at some SNK minis on the PSP Go back in I think the third or fourth Gamequest, something along those lines. But where it really comes to some SNK goodness is SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1. This compilation has a number of Neo Geo games on it, which obviously the minis are part of SNK's like really early line of games, so don't expect too much in the line of complexity there. But the Neo Geo games definitely have a lot to them. So in this case here, there are 3 notable games. You've got Metal Slug, the first Metal Slug, Shock Troopers, and Last Resort, which we have Last Resort on Neo Geo CD. And the Neo Geo CD version is better because it's got an arranged soundtrack. It really does make a big difference. But yeah, basically, this is not a very expensive game to get, especially if you get it in Japanese. There's not much. You don't have to pay much to get these collections. So basically, you know, and there's King of Fighters 94. There's a soccer game on there. Sengoku, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, Burning Fight, Baseball Stars 2, Art of Fighting, World Heroes, King of the Monsters, Magician Lord, Neo Turf Masters. It's a pretty good collection. It's not bad at all.
Mission 1, start. Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Flame shot.
Now, if you thought that was good, we obtained perhaps one of the most uncommon PSP games there is. Definitely one of the priciest these days too, which came as kind of a surprise. But then again, we didn't know this existed until after we started this quest, and that would be SNK Arcade Classics 0. Now this here is the early arcade stuff, and some of them are available as minis as well. So like Hell 21, Bermuda Triangle, I think Ikari Warriors, Tank, which we got over here as TNK3, Vanguard 2, Gebara, what's that one there? Really tiny text. It's Dogo Soken, which is kind of like Ikari Warriors. It's like, I would say like Ikari Warriors 2, but not really. It takes place in like some weird alternate metaverse where like there's demons and crap flying around, and it's really weird. It's a bizarre game. But then there's stuff like Psycho Soldier and Search and Rescue, which Psycho Soldier is a side-scrolling shooter and Search and Rescue is like a top-down running gun. A lot of these have sort of a rotation mechanic, so you have to use the L and R buttons to rotate your character around to shoot at different angles. Ikari Warriors, for example, is a notable game like that. Same with Gebara and Search and Rescue. Tank as well. So yeah, there's definitely a lot here. Prehistoric Isle is also present. So yeah, this is one definitely to get to complete that set, but it's pricey. This particular copy costs about $200. And it only goes up from there. So SNK Arcade Classic 0, critical to completion, but it's going to set you back a bit in terms of price.
ヘイトズ緊急事態心臓を爆撃せよヘイトズヘイタ出力ワン
Well, that just about does it for this episode of Game Quest. Once again, we're going to be back shortly with yet another installment, as we are mostly, I would say 99% on the way to completion here. Again, we're just waiting on that one more title to sort of finish it up. And that's going to be in the final episode. And then, of course, we're going to have the entire wrap-up, which will show each and every shoot-'em-up game there is on the PlayStation Portable. But until such a time, this is Sir Flash signing out. We'll catch you again later. Bye for now.